Hello and welcome to the Character Select Podcast 3. I am, as usual, your host, Gems. Joining me today is going to be the lovely Rize Dante, ELF's very own Vinhdaloo, and District G Roachy. How have you guys been doing today? We have a lot of topics. I can see you guys are very happy and up for this. And well, we'll start off with Dante. How have you been?
I've been good, thanks. You, bro.
Yeah, of course, we've been talking a little bit just before about a number of different things, but, give everyone a little bit of a chance to sort of introduce themselves. I know a lot of people on stream potentially don't know the face to the names, so we have Dante on the right, Vinhdaloo. How have you been doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm on screen. I'm not used to this. I'm normally behind the camera, so being here is a bit odd at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, same. I'm usually behind the scenes as well, apart from this podcast, doing mainly the production. Then, of course, we have Roachy from District G here in our fourth and final slot. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Just like Vinhdaloo said, I'm not used to being in front of the camera. So most people here probably wouldn't recognize me, but I'm District G, and most of you lot watching hopefully will know our players.
Who?
And yeah, maybe not. Just a few local boys that play Tekken.
You can give us a little bit of a roundup if you want. I don't mind. You can go into a bit.
What? Who our players are?
Yeah.
Name dropping.
Yeah, you can name drop. It's okay. You can name drop.
We've got Kane and Trench. We've
Kane
got
and Wench.
Sorry?
No, I'm kidding.
Kane and Trench. We've got Kang. We've got The Phantom. We've got Asim. We've got Bonus Jin. We've got C Crizzle. I really hope I'm not forgetting anyone.
Your captain.
My captain, Strider. Yeah. There's a bunch of us. There's a bunch of us.
Loads.
There's a bunch of us. And we also have a team in FIFA, but we'll keep it Tekken for this season. Shall we?
Yeah, we will.
Honourable mention to King J, who used to be a team member, who's no longer a member, but we still love him.
Fair enough. Now, I believe we have a couple of different topics. I think the first one we're going to be bringing up is the patch. I think the first thing is Tekken 7 patch notes. We're going to be sticking chronological order in terms of the dates everything happened. So, Season 2 patch notes. I believe, Dante, you probably have a lot to talk about on some of these changes. And also the patch note. You don't know? Oh, come on. I guess it's because you play Link, but,
Yeah. Nothing, still the same.
Yeah. So, are we talking about the new patch, the one that come
both,
out?
Both, because none of it's been covered at all on this podcast yet.
Okay. So, Season 2, yeah, man, it's a bit mad, It's a bit mad still. Like the new patch though. Obviously, Lars was good for a hot what was it, like 4 days, something like that, and he's got RIP again, and he's dead now. So a lot of Lars mains are gonna drop him and that.
Yeah. There's been a huge number of changes in tiers as well. A lot of characters have gone up. I think you'd argue characters like Claudio have maybe jumped up a little bit. I think Lars was up. Now he's probably going to drop back down.
Gone all the way back down.
Yeah. Anna as well got released. Anna and Lei have been released, and people have been trying them out, trying out different combos and how they feel. What are people's first impressions of them?
I feel like Lei's really good, but yeah, you have to be like, you can tell the difference between someone who picked up Lei like recently and someone who like literally used to play Lei in tag or whatever and T6. Like, you can tell the difference between those players. The people with the legacy Lei skill are like the ones that are basically doing well with the character, and the people who have recently picked him up, they're struggling quite a bit. So altogether, I think like Lei's he's really good if you know what you're doing in it, because he's a really complicated character. But that's the downside to him, is that it's hard to pick up.
Yeah, there's some really funky stuff with Lei I'm seeing. I used to use him back in Tekken 3, but I barely remember any of his moves except for Razor Rush and then Crane, Snake, and all that. That's it.
Yeah, there's also Anna that got released, and people were like not too sure about her at the moment. I think that the patch note will fix some of her issues. I think there was a fix to her rage, I believe. I can't remember what it was in this patch note that hit today. But people, I've been hearing mixed opinions. Some people really like her. She has a lot of apparently unseeable lows.
Yeah.
Which does add to how she's going to be played, but no tournament action with these characters. So we've still got, I think, when's the next tournament happening? What is it going to be? The SoCal one next weekend, I believe.
Is that World Tour?
I think so. I think it's a challenger though.
The challenger.
I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
Let's have a look. I'm not too sure.
No, it might be right.
I thought the one the American tournament that happened last was the last American tournament.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. No. There's one more tournament,
Okay.
but it's the last Masters probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, SER is a challenger event, and then the only side in America would be, North America would be Canada. I think Canada Cup.
Okay.
I think that's the last major, and then one in Colombia.
Okay.
Colombia play Tekken.
I want to go there.
Tekken's worldwide, man.
Yeah.
That is mad, bro.
No.
Colombians playing
Yeah,
Tekken.
TXT. 6th of October. So yeah, that's the last master event.
Richie, have you had much time to play this patch as well? Have you been playing it? Or...
I've got to come clean. I've not played the patch at all. All I know about the patch is what my players have told me about it. You know, and especially I was actually speaking with Kane and Trench this weekend. We were talking about the wall bounce with Yoshimitsu. He's very excited, and I think he's very. How can I put this? He's looking forward to testing out some of these new moves on people. You know, so. That's all I can say, really. I'm not much of a player, if I'm being honest with you. I'm not. I am the shepherd.
Don't worry, I'm the same. I'm in the same sort of boat here. Don't worry.
I'm the shepherd. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to tell the truth. I just want to see how people kind of react to it in the next tournaments going forward. I just want to see if it changes anything, if the mechanics really make any big changes or any differences to players. That's what I'm looking for. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm as excited as everyone else, to be honest.
Yeah, I completely agree, and it does also line up perfectly with the Revolver event we had last weekend.
Yeah,
where we saw
Kane and Finch won.
Yeah, he did win, and we did see a lot of the. I think we saw a couple war bounces as well being used throughout the tournament. Right. I don't think it was Kane though. I don't think it was Kane. I think it was a few others using the war bounce, but I don't think it was often.
Kane doesn't need wall bounces. Still win.
But yeah, I think it was a really well run event. I think we had 40 plus people playing Tekken across 4 pools.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was really well. I think I was doing the brackets that day, so I was just in the trenches, should I say, doing just grabbing people. Oh God, it's one of the most. I don't envy admin work and other admin people like Dion. I don't know how she does it, but when she does, yeah, she's just amazing. But I don't envy it in the slightest.
No, I don't either. God, I had to look out. I had to help you out for a little bit. I'm rushing around here, there, calling out players. No, it's not me. Definitely not my type of job.
The people
can't handle it.
It's a very thankless job, I find sometimes as well for the people doing it. They deserve a lot of respect. The people the people in the background. It's just
for sure.
They work their asses off. I think you probably know the same, Roachy. You probably have that similar sort of position.
100%. It's not easy. But you know, it's worth it in the end.
Yeah, completely agree. So I think we ended up having Gosane, K-Wiss having an amazing showing as well at the Revolver. I think he came third. Nearly took second. I think at one point he nearly got there.
Yeah, it was two down, wasn't it? Yeah.
He's a very promising young player, actually. I've seen him for the last couple of years. You know, he's come to a couple of our events in the past, and I'm definitely seeing him improve. So I'm not surprised that he started to come in, rank a bit higher in some of these local London tournaments.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's hungry. That
very hungry.
very hungry, and he's great in commentary as well. Oh my god, he's a man of many talents.
We had him on the podcast for our first episode as well. Camera
Yeah.
didn't work, so we just had one of his pictures. I think it was one of your pictures actually.
And he actually won our last competition, and he got one of our sticks from Lion.
Oh yes, I remember seeing that.
But is he a stick? He's not. He's usually a control pad player, right? Or is he always stick?
I think he's a control.
I think he's pad. Yeah, I think he's a pad.
Yeah.
So interesting to see if he might switch. I'm not sure. We'll see.
We'll see.
Dante, did you have a chance to watch up on the ELF event?
I was there. I was competing.
Yeah.
I was competing. Yeah. It was good, man. K-Wiss, he had a good showing, man. He was taking advantage of those Horang buffs, innit?
Yeah.
The Horang buffs were doing a lot, man. I can't lie. Nah, he improved those still. It was literally one round from beating Gosane. If he was a little bit more patient, he could have actually took that 3-0. So, but yeah, Gosane adapted, and it was a stacked tournament still.
Very
a guy
stacked.
called Solid Rose.
Wayne.
Knocked me out in top 8.
That's a good match.
Yeah, it was
Very good match.
I kind of choked still. I kind of made a few bad mistakes.
You did
What
that.
happened? Talk us through it. What happened?
Basically, I won the first game pretty convincingly, and then the second game, there was one moment where he tried to do a wall combo and I rolled off, and I was about to whiff punish him, but I did a down back one instead of a while standing one. And he took that round, and I kind of tilted a little bit then. And then in the last game, like I missed because I was on P2 side, I missed a 4-forward 1 into blue spar, and then I got my rage drive. I missed that, and then I got my rage drive, and he had the magic pixel. I thought it was gonna kill him. He had the magic pixel. And
The magic pixel.
I can't lie, I panicked in it and I just did Jack's dive. I thought, you know what?
Yeah, I've
Let me just
never
dive
seen
on
that.
him.
Oh my god.
Let me just dive on him. It'll probably hit his ankles and that, and I'll take the round. You know what I mean? But he actually got up and then dashed straight towards me, and he blocked he dash blocked on me, and it so he blocked the dive, and then in the last round he's like 2 rounds up. And I'm 1 round up, and I was doing pretty well until he hit me with a low. It was one of Lily's lows. She kind of slides, but it's not her slide though. She kind of slides right, and then it puts you on counter hit. It puts you face first. Down right, but for some reason it's a counter hit launcher, and it doesn't look like it because you're face first and you're going down on the floor, but she can pick up with while standing too. And I actually watched his other matches in the tournament, and he didn't pick up the combo off it, but in that position he did, and he splattered me on the wall face first on the wall, so like Jack is kissing the wall, right? And then he did rage out, and I'm like, that's not gonna work.
Oh yeah, Kane.
You know what I mean?
He didn't think it was gonna hit. He said that on commentary as well. He said that one's gonna hit.
It didn't look. It shouldn't.
Who said it? No,
I didn't say, because Kane and Trench was on commentary at the time.
Kane said that.
And yeah, he did the rage drive. I'm like, that ain't gonna work because I'm face first. How's the rage drive gonna hit? Like, because normally if a rage drive hits off axis, or not rage drive, rage art, if that hits off axis, it doesn't go into the animation. Normally it just hit and you slide off. But this actually went into the animation, flipped me around, and he took the game from that. And I was just like, whoa, like. That was pretty.
So what did you learn, Dante? What did you learn? Talk to me.
On 2-player side, I'm not gonna lie. On 2-player side, maybe I should go. In fact, I told myself, the first time I ever did a ELF tournament, right? It was first to ones. It was a team tournament.
The team tournament, yeah.
And I threw away a game by doing Jack's dive in that tournament, and
I was going to mention that actually. I was going to mention that, but
I told myself at that tournament, I said to myself, I'm never gonna dive in tournament again, and I've done it. I've done it this weekend.
Don't do it again. No diving.
And you know what? I'm glad I
proper.
died for it, though. I'm glad I
Okay.
died for it, because if I didn't die for it, I would have probably done it again on a bigger scale tournament,
True.
and I would have
true,
threw a game away. So I'm glad I died.
true.
And
True.
well, I've learned a little bit about the Lily matchup. To be fair, you can't approach Lily too aggressively, because her step's really good, and oh yeah, she's got really good punishment. I didn't notice that she had
the buff.
she's got a good 10 frame knock at. Oh yeah, she's got forward 2-3, I think it is, and that can punish Jack's blue
as
spark.
well.
It can punish Jack's blue spark, and he pushes you back like half screen, bro. And she can just do like literally a regular punish, and it knocks me down. And she's got a 10 frame knockdown as well. So in that match, I was doing a bit of -10 things, and I was getting punished hard for it into knockdown. So
Oh no.
I can't play as risky against Lily, because she'll punish you hard for it, and she's got combos that do loads of damage on it. So I think I'll approach Lily a bit differently when I play her against her in tournament next time.
Yeah. So on top of that, we also had, I think, a King of Fighters tournament, and I think what Alan really wants to be talking about is the Dead or Alive.
You know what? Dead or Alive, it looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, not because of those what you call it, fan servings and whatnot. I'm not into that crap, but it looks really smooth. The transitions, the walk like from one stage to another, it just looked like a fun game. So I thought maybe we should. I believe next time we should include that in our next Revolver. Due to unfortunately we had a mishap of the stream sound, so that it couldn't be streamed. So I reckon, we should give them another go.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. I believe there's a few notable names. I think it was I can't pronounce the guy who won's name. Like, it's horrible, but it's. But he played against a guy called Misty. He did really well. I think he played also in the Tekken tournament as well.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, Misty.
Yeah, Misty, and he seemed like a very solid player in Dead or Alive. I've not seen him around that often.
Well, I've been told he has the number 4, whatever character he uses, number 4 in the world. So
okay,
not too shabby, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But also, we saw the new release trailer as well for Dead or Alive 6. Have you guys had a peek at that?
No, I want to check that out.
You should definitely have a look. For those of you who haven't, it looks awesome. I think it shows some of the fun interactions. I think there's like a scene with like dinosaur at one point just demolishing a vehicle in a play area and a few other bits, and like a pterodactyl.
It looks so wacky.
Yeah, it's very wacky.
Some stages, it just looks so beautiful. I have to admit, the stages is very captivating, very scenic.
Yeah.
I like these sort of things.
Yeah, their stage design looks amazing. Like, it's one of probably my favorite parts on it.
Yeah. Some of the fire animation is a bit weird though.
Yeah. I guess we have to see him and wait and see how it actually plays. Because it might make a bit more sense.
Okay, that's true. I think it's released in February, the new game.
Yeah, I think you're right. So we still have a bit of time. Hopefully we get to see a little bit more. Maybe there's some open betas or similar, or trials at local lands. I think there's going to be, if we're lucky, we might get a few of those popping about. I know for EGX coming up, I think in a month, it's going to have Soul Calibur there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did anyone go in EGX, by the way?
I'm tempted. I'm honestly tempted.
I've got my ticket. I'm definitely going.
The problem is just I can't be. It's pure laziness to travel on my half.
I know, it's a bit of a trek. I know.
It's only down the road from Dante.
What?
Oh,
EGX?
yeah, your side.
It's your local.
What's EGX? What event is this, bro?
Eurogamer, isn't it?
Yeah,
Huh?
Eurogamer.
Eurogamer. What
I
games?
never knew that's what it stood for.
They're gonna have.
What games are they playing there?
Bandai's gonna have a Soul Calibur section there. I think Kingdom Hearts is gonna have a playable demo as well. Those are the two I know because I'm keeping track of those two. I'm not too sure about the rest. No, there's no Tekken from what I saw.
Street Fighter. 355.
It's I think it is a Capcom Pro Tour event as well, isn't it? I think it
Oh,
is.
okay. Oh, is that what it is? All right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm probably not gonna go because I don't play Soul Calibur. So
Hold on.
I only play Tekken.
Was Versus Fighting a Capcom premiere as well?
Yes, I think it was.
So we had 2 Capcom premieres in Birmingham.
Yep.
Fucking no. Sorry.
You're not showing London any love at all, eh?
That's a lot of love. Damn,
Come on,
Birmingham.
man.
It's
Brum, man.
You have to
You're
remember.
not showing the South no love.
We get the sick stuff, man. But you lot have the whole scene down there, man.
What
You
scene?
lot-
What London scene? Yeah, that's true.
You got the whole scene down there, but we just get the big major tournaments. I don't know what it is. Why do Brum get the major tournaments, but you've got the whole scene down there?
Maybe venue hire is cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is, honestly, it is.
No, maybe no.
Maybe.
Because
Yeah.
parking as well. You got congestion charge and all that in London.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Trust me,
Swear
it's not
down, no,
cheap.
swear down.
It's not cheap. It's not cheap.
Parking and everything
All of
is
that
good.
Dude, if it's not congestion charge, you'll get a fine. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
You'll get a
Yeah.
fine somewhere.
Some sort of fine.
Like down the road from where Versus Fighting was, I can park there all day for £3.
Crazy.
£3. You like, bro.
That's unthinkable.
Bro, I went to London at one time to go to Red Bull, fam. I paid £40 parking.
No.
40 pound parking, yeah.
For an hour.
Just to
day
park,
was that?
just to
What day
park
was
there
that?
till 7 Sunday.
Why didn't you park on a single yellow, you nutcase?
On the single yellows, I didn't know there was no single
Oh
yellows.
my gosh, you just
Nah,
threw
bro,
£40 down
well,
the
nah,
drain,
I
but at
was
least you know for future.
Yeah, I was driving round there, and obviously it was like all residential parking and all that, innit? Like
Crazy.
you're not allowed to park there, so I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
you got to
I'm
be
parking in the
careful.
tower
Some places, even though it's Sunday, it's to certain times. So
Yeah.
where Red Bull is in Shoreditch, Sunday is until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So just be careful.
What's that, the single yellow?
Yeah, the single yellow. Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
So, no,
Okay.
careful. So if you're gonna go
Shit.
down there, yeah, if it's Sundays after 2 o'clock.
So,
Thank you for that information.
So
Otherwise it's an £80 fine.
so enough about parking for events.
Yeah, we're going off. We're
A
deviating.
little bit deviated. We're going to be back on to talk about Leon. So Leon's
Right.
the next main topic.
Yeah.
Great event from the looks of it. Production seemed to run well. I think day one started a little bit late, but other than that,
Right.
on stream everything looked solid. Casting was great. A lot of entertaining moments. I think I do have to bring up ELF's Roncia against Harry Potter. That was honestly
Oh my
such
God,
a good match.
Yeah.
Oh god, that guy's improved so much. So I remember when we went to Poland and not reaching top 32 hurt him a lot.
Yeah.
And he was saying, no, I'm never going to use Asuka again. Never. But he was grinding. He's been really consistent since. I was so happy for him to have beaten Harry Potter to reach
That's a big one.
top 32. Yeah,
That's a big one.
Big one.
Definitely.
And do you see what happened afterwards when they finished the game?
What happened?
No handshake, just walked off.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It was so they were saying on commentary as well. He's made people rage quit offline.
Yeah, I heard about
I
that.
want to know who rage quit on him offline. I want to know because they didn't tell us who rage quit on him. But yo,
Oh
He's-
no.
Because I remember.
he's good though.
Oh yeah, Ronson, great. Yeah,
He's got a weird style. I played him before in tournament as well. It was the final round, and he parried me and I lost.
that was the Manchester one, right?
No, it was the ELF. Oh, wait, was that in
Hold on.
Manchester? That was at the that big gaming event. What was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Well, which one? No. Then we got.
It was the ELF tournament, but you done it
Oh, was
inside
it?
the
Okay.
arcade thing, kind of thing. But yeah, anyway, yeah, he.
Okay, no, that was NBA's event.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you've been traveling.
No, I didn't
too
play it.
much,
No,
Dante.
I didn't play it. No, it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. It's the ELF one
Okay.
though.
Oh, was it?
You remember the ELF one though? That
Play
wasn't-
Expo, you're thinking.
Yeah, that
Oh,
tournament.
yes.
That
Play
tournament.
Expo.
Yeah,
God,
and
it's
he
been tournaments at the
yeah,
moment.
bad
So
tournament,
many.
isn't it?
So
But,
many tournaments.
Yeah, man, he's good. He's got he was he times back free really well, and yeah, he by the looks of things, he's good at timing the parry because he didn't do any parries until the last round, the final round, and he got
Yeah.
me. So He's a skilled Asuka. To be fair, I'd like to see him mirror match Fergus, see what happens.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
That would be good because I don't think it would be like easy for Fergus at all. I think it would be a pretty weird match. To be fair, so yeah.
And also, on top of that, we had the typical Rukang special, I believe.
Oh,
happened.
yeah.
He could have won, man.
I know.
I was rooting for him, bro. He
So
could have won.
close.
He went a bit too ham with the hell sweeps. He could have played it safe. He could have played it safe when he needed to because even if they block a mid. Yeah, one sec. Even if they block a mid, right? You like if you do a safe mid, you're still not gonna die for it. And if they're ducked, then you know what I mean. You would have hit him. So you know what I mean. He should have played it a little bit more safer, but you never know. And it like
That's kind of his thing, I think. Like he kind of just has to do it.
He doesn't know because when he plays me, he doesn't do it. He don't do it.
It's becoming his trademark.
Yeah.
Crazy. But you know what? I think one positive. I think like you said that he came so close. But I think, and if any of you guys follow Rukang on the socials, you'll see that he was very happy with the fact, and we were very proud of him anyway because obviously Kudans is world champion and he held it up and he showed that not just District G but the UK and the Europe. We can compete at that level, and hopefully that just shows everyone that we can, just to keep pushing. But I was very happy. I was very proud of him, man. And maybe just he needs to lay off the hell sweeps just a little bit.
I mean, from a little bit of personal experience from playing other games a bit competitively, sometimes if you know you're against an opponent you tend to do badly against, getting a little bit of cheese in can just give you the sort of benefit in the mind games, and that might tilt the. So you might want to because you yourself thinking, oh, I'm playing against someone who's statistically better than me, has placed higher, has done better. Let me just try and get into his head a little bit, force him to tilt a little bit, but that doesn't always work against some of these highest tier players.
You know what? Sorry to cut you. That is a brilliant point because again. This is something that Rukang mentioned in one of his interviews that he's done. Check it out on YouTube if you get a chance. But he likes to try and do things that's unexpected, and people probably think, oh, he's not going to do another one, is he? People kind of think he wouldn't do it. So he's trying to do, because if you're playing someone that's, on paper better than you, you can't approach it with the same, same approach that people would expect. You're only gonna get the expected result. You know what I mean? So it's about kind of maybe doing something that people might think, oh, why is he doing that? But if it's unexpected, you never know what the outcome can be. So I take my hat off, to him for doing that. But maybe next time it'll work out better for him. But yeah, man, it was a brilliant match. Well done, Rukang, and respect to Kudans as well, of course.
And the ending as well. Another good ending. You see the ending? The mix-up. Another mix-up at the end. It went Rukang going to Kudan going to Rukang. And they passed each other like that.
The real mix-ups.
The real mix-up.
Yeah.
It's great.
And we had Asim as well. He came, I think correct me if I'm wrong as well, I think he came ninth.
Ninth.
He came ninth. That was, again, good. I mean, from you guys' point of view, who were was there any other standout matches from you guys' point of view?
I'll be honest with you.
Needs more coffee. Needs more coffee. Beat Tissue Man.
Yes.
Oh,
that was so good.
Ocelot was hyped for that because obviously I've known Needs More Coffee from like T6 days. What's that, like 7 years ago? And we used to play each other back then, and he used to be a Jin main, but he used to troll people with Kuma. He used to troll people. Kuma was his troll character. He's coming to he went to Tag 2, and I think he played, I don't know, like double bears. I think he started maining the bears. I think he started maining the bears in Tag 2, and then I always used to say to him, bro, why don't you main Jin, bro? Like Jin's just better than the bears, isn't it? Like why would you like play your troll character as your main, you know what I mean? And he's like, I don't know, I just love Kuma now, like, you know what I mean? And so now to see him like main Kuma, like which is arguably one of the worst characters in the game, right? He's made in Kuma now, and he's going full, and he's beating people like
Shout out all
Tishiman
to
is.
Kuma mains out there.
I mean, have you ever played
I mean-
Kuma? He's absolutely fun to play. Like,
Yeah, I bet he is, because you know what I mean. And you get away with a lot of. Well, sorry, you get away with a lot of stuff as well because of his hitbox. So that can like kind of tilt people in the tournament environment or whatnot. And yeah, isn't Tishiman like widely known as like basically the best in Europe?
yeah, one of the.
Basically, yeah.
People say that to me, like Tishiman's meant to be the best in Europe, and Neesville Coffee beat him, and he beat him like pretty convincingly, bro. And like, they must have had another match or a run back, and apparently he went to the final round, final hit, and Tishiman just about won. So, but Neesville Coffee was he was saying he's happy with his performance though, because he actually he beat him on stream when he lost off stream. So
I think another great match.
Are you trying to say Needs More Coffee is now better than Tissue One? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm
Okay.
one thing I'd say. One thing I'd say about this game is, in a first to two setting, I always think Tekken tournaments should be first to three, but because of timing and whatnot, it's first to two. But in a first to two, you can't get consistent results out of the game, and this is why I think people need to stop sleeping on EU saying, "Oh, free EU, this, that, the other," because. But bro, we've beaten Koreans and
100%.
other top European top players and all that, and and we've done it quite convincingly at times. And it's
don't forget Kane and Trent set need to losers bracket in the tournament.
There you go. There you go. And
come on.
It tends to happen right with these tricky sort of characters with Yoshimitsu, Kuma, you know, the characters of that sort of nature, Asuka, Ling Xiaoyu. Like, this is one thing I'd like to say about first to two. A lot of people say, right, Jack 7 is really good in a first to two setting, but I think that's kind of a myth because basically, I think that's kind of
you would do, wouldn't you? Though.
No. Listen, hear me out.
Come on.
Hear me out. I think that's kind of a myth because people know what to expect from Jack 7. So if you could be playing Saint, or you could be playing me, or you could be playing a worse Jack player, you kind of know how he's going to approach that match. He's not really going to do something too crazy, because when you get crazy with Jack, it's mad punishable, whatnot, and it doesn't really go his way. But when a character has the unpredictability aspect of them, with, you know, Yoshimitsu, Kuma, stuff like that, where you can't really predict how that player is going to play with that tricky character, that helps in the first to two, because they can bring out all these tricks to throw a really good player off, because he doesn't know what to expect. He could be playing Yoshimitsu, and then 1 minute he's playing solid, and you're like, why is he playing solid? And then next minute he's bringing out unblockables, gimmicks, whatnot, you know what I mean? And then that can, in the first to two, any little error can send you to the losers bracket. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I think unpredictable characters, or, you know, quote unquote gimmick characters, are really good in a first to two setting.
Right.
In my opinion.
But it doesn't seem to, like, we don't seem to be able to dethrone these Koreans or Japanese that comes over.
Well, Kane beat him.
Why is it? Yeah, Kane beat him.
But that's one. That's one.
That's the best player in the world.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Yeah, honestly, like, why is that? What is it? Is it just because they've had the game for 2 years longer than us?
It's a mentality thing. It's a mentality thing, I think.
What people tend to say though is that because over in Asia, apparently their scene for Tekken is actually bigger than what it is in the UK. So they have more. Naturally, they're gonna have more matchup knowledge, and naturally they're gonna have a lot more better players because of how big the scene is over there compared to our scene. So their scene's like this, and then our scene is like this.
So they've got more to choose from. More talent to choose from, basically.
We have a lot of players here in the UK especially.
Yeah, but it's nothing compared to Korea and Japan.
Really?
Honestly, they've got more. But I think the main part people have been missing is the mentality. The way they approach the game from a competitive standpoint, it's far different. If you watch like UK, even a lot of the American players, they get a lot more emotional in their matches. They tend to lose their cool more in general. Not all of them, obviously, but in general,
Yeah.
you see it a lot more. Whereas if you spot people like Koreans, the Japanese, even in other games, I'm not just talking Tekken. I'm talking MOBA, shooters,
Yeah,
maybe
true.
not shooters.
Yeah, you're right.
Shooters tends to be more European, but MOBAs mainly, and card games and things like that. They tend to have a mindset where everything is practice. They only care about getting better. They don't care what the result is. They just need to do better than and keep constantly improving. Their work ethic in comparison to a lot of European and Western is absolutely insane. They'll sit there like 6-7 hours a day just really practicing matchups, learning character specific moves, memorizing every single punish, things like that. The amount of work they put in usually is the key deciding factor compared to other people. If you look at the Western people, if you pay attention, a lot of the American guys, they hold full-time jobs. They might not have anywhere near as much time to practice compared to sort of UK American people, but they're still pulling great numbers. If you think about practice time to ratio and how much work people are putting in, Europe and Western world are doing absolutely amazingly.
Yeah, I'd love to do more research into this because it is like it's a thing, you know, and I really would like to, and I think definitely like EU as a whole, we're definitely making a lot more progress. But if I'm being honest with you, there is still a gap, and it is quite you know obvious to see, and I just would like to see because and just to go because I'm looking in the group chat as we're talking, and like you know what's it. K Wiss said the perception of gamers is also a lot different for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't know what he means by that. I'm assuming that he means that you know, gaming. Maybe he means gaming is more serious. They take it more serious.
It's a lot more serious over there.
Upon, I believe, in the Western world, but it's changing. You know, esports is becoming. It's a lot of money. Well, not just yet, but it's filtering down to fighters. I mean, how is it with FIFA? Because FIFA seems to be quite lucrative, and a lot of people football teams are picking some team members up. So how's that side in terms of
I think FIFA is one. I think the thing that I've seen in FIFA is that there isn't, from what I've seen, one country that's just like outstanding more than they got individual players. You know, you got individual players that are good. It's not like, from what I've seen. Someone might want to correct me, but it's not one country like every player. Not like UK players are just miles ahead than the rest of the world. I've not seen that, so it seems like a little bit more of a level playing ground. And again, I don't know the answer to that. I maybe there's like someone's done some research somewhere. So please put a link and send me. I'd love to find out what it is that actually separates a whole country from the rest of the world.
Do you want to lose your soul to like just doing video games non-stop, and studying all that? It might just probably drive you mad, Because I know in Asia.
Rip Alan's camera. There we go. And we're back.
Oh, sorry. Is it working?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Fine. Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, I know with in Asia, where living costs is so expensive, and a lot of young professional at our age, slightly younger, in terms of owning a place or even have a place to invite friends around, it's like almost next to impossible. So they'll do other stuff by themselves, like go to the arcades and whatnot. So it's quite, I think that's maybe.
It's definitely an aspect.
Yeah, with
the arcades, isn't it? That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
it's the PC bangs in Korea mainly. So that's where the main culture sort of started from. Usually, it's PC bangs.
Yeah,
in Seoul, and various other places. You see it for things like Overwatch, League, other games, constantly filled. Like if you walk into any of them any time of the day, they're filled. It's definitely a cultural thing that's happened in the past sort of 5-6 years. I think it's more applicable if you look at other games that isn't Tekken. Because they've had, I think, more mainstream popularity, so there's been a lot more studies and a lot more other bits done around things like if you look at League and Korean players. Yeah. If you look up League of Legends Korean players and Overwatch similar ones as well, you'll find tons on the topic, Roachy, if you look on those games, because everyone gets very interested is when are they going to get beaten? They're always at the top, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This year, the gap's getting closer. The gap's getting closer. You hear it every year, and then and then they still never beat them. It's just
then,
like,
do you know what? And then just you know, I don't want to talk about this all night, but just one other thing that I wanted to say is that, you know, like what you said, Alan, you know, the esports in general is growing massively in the EU. Like, it started off in Asia, like, you know, you got esports players on the size of buses, you know, and stuff like that when you go to like Seoul and stuff like that. Like, they're treated like superstars, and then it filtered to the US, and then US market is massive, and now you're starting to see the European market grow. So it's just, I think really it's just a matter of time, you know. I think that the mindset of gaming being taken seriously, we are maybe last to cotton on to that, you know.
I might want to correct you a little bit on that.
Go on.
Europe's actually one of the best in shootings games. So CS:GO, shooting games. So CS:GO, PUBG,
Really?
Halo, all the shooting games are probably the biggest across Europe. Just
But
in
what
general.
about in terms of like the
That's-
esports?
Yeah. CS:GO is
and the
one
esports
of the largest, most consistent running esports for the past like 15, 20 years.
and revenue as well.
Yeah. It's probably by far one of the largest. Nothing even remotely comes close to the longevity of CS:GO. League's kind of getting there. But CS:GO has been going on for practically forever, and it's predominantly been around Europe for the most part.
Okay, so we've got no excuse.
I honestly think though that we ain't giving ourselves enough credit for how close the gap is getting now, because Falseguard beat Dimeback, Kane beat Knee, and Asim beat Kudons at versus fight?
And Kalak.
Versus fighting.
Don't forget Kalak at Leon. Kalak at Leon.
Kalak beat
Top
Lowhigh,
8.
didn't he?
Beat Lowhigh.
Beat Lowhigh. So
and nearly Kokoma as well. He was one round from Kokoma.
Golsane nearly beat Kokoma as well at one time, didn't he?
Yeah.
He apparently he's one round away. So I think that we like the gap really right now really isn't there too much. There's Saint, who we're not really close to at the moment, or JDCR right now. But even Asim had a really good match against JDCR. So we're nearly there. It's not like it's impossible for us to start beating more Koreans, but it has happened, and it probably will continue to happen as the game grows and we get better at the game. You know what I mean? So. They probably did have a little advantage, like by having the game like 2 years before us at the arcades and whatnot. But now we're all learning more about the game and whatnot.
Yeah. But you need
we're all learning together now, innit? So it's like a level playing field now. Like everyone has to learn the new patch and all those things. So you know,
you need to make sure you don't fall into what Marco said in chat, which is the Western players have bigger egos. So it's this thing of
bigger egos than the Koreans.
Yeah. Usually,
no.
It is honestly quite common. You see it, and I actually agree with it. Yeah, I honestly agree. Most of the Koreans across. I'm not sure about Tekken because I don't know the players specifically. I've not met them, but
there's nothing wrong with having an ego. I think ego brings personality.
It does bring personality. It also impacts a lot of the play style, and I do. It does. You do see it,
and your willingness to learn as well.
Yeah. So you see a lot of players, especially Western players. I honestly want to say, especially EU players. I see it a lot when I watch tournaments. They go up maybe a round. They nearly get to their final round. They're about to take it. They're about to take the match, and then they just choke. They just choke and end up losing. It happened with Kalak in the top 8 against Kokoma. I think he was one game up, 2 rounds up in the second game, about to take it and just choked and lost essentially 6 games after that. Went and lost 2-1.
Do you think that's down to ego though?
No, I think it's down to the realization that you're 2 games up. I'm almost gonna beat this guy.
Yeah.
Never do that. You've not won anything. Just keep going. Could you lose that slight focus? That 1% could change so much. You know what I mean?
I think it's sorry, Alan, to cut you there, but I think it's down to like patience, because in tournament you want to close out that match. You want to you don't want the guy to come back, so you lose your patience, and losing your patience in Tekken can be the deciding factor between you winning and losing. You know what I mean? Especially with rage drives, rage arts. all these things. You know what I mean? You lose your patience 1 sec. You could be half bar up. He could have like, I don't know, not even 10%, and then you've just hit him, and then you try and hit him again with a mid, and he could rage at you and you die just because you wasn't patient. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the problem is your self-esteem ends up taking a hit when you don't do that, and that's part of that whole package of the way you view yourself in a match in a tournament setting. So they really struggle to claw back once their self-esteem's been hit, because they think, oh, I was so close to being this amazing guy, or I'm so good to proving myself, etc. And they have that mindset, and then they throw that round, the important crucial round, and then thought process. I can't obviously speak for these players because obviously everyone behaves differently, has different mindsets. But I've seen it across hundreds of games, hundreds of people. It happens all the time. I've had it myself when I've been playing in other games. Your mind thinks, "Damn, I could have done this. I could have done this. I could have." And while you're focusing on if I'd done this or if I could have done this, you've lost the match. Yeah, you've already lost because the match is still going, but you're still focusing on that one little section that is just clouding your judgment for the rest of the match.
I think it's really evident in Tekken though, because Tekken is a momentum-based game. So if you could be prime example is K-Riz versus Gosane the other day, is that you could be one round away from winning, right? And you've got all the momentum on your side, and then if you lose that final round, sometimes, right, like Gosane's thinking to himself now, all right, I'm not going down like this. I'm gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna play, like, I'm gonna go mad, and I'm gonna literally pull out all the strats.
Gosane was in rage mode after that, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's like, I'm not going down like this. I need to bring it back, so I'm gonna pull out all my strats, and then you, on the other hand, the one who lost, is thinking, oh shit, I could have flipping, I could have won. You know what I mean? I need to chill out, or do I need to go ham? What do I do? This, that, the other, and then the other guy's going ham, and then it's all, it's a snowball effect. You know what I mean? It keeps on getting worse and worse and worse. So, you know what I mean?
But I think that's also one of the things I wanted to mention, because it does separate the very best from like the tier just below. Is that composure? Yeah, you keep during those 100%. Tense moments, and I think that's also one of the things that separates sort of the Western from Korea. It's those exact tense moments. They still manage to just keep going in the next round.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that comes down to legacy experience though as well, because remember, people like Kudans and whatnot, I've been playing the game since when, you know what I mean, competitively since T5 whatever, probably before that. And they've been playing against the top players in the world from back then. So they've already mastered the composure and all these techniques, you know what I mean? Where we are still pretty like early in that sort of, in learning those sort of techniques in tournament, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, and the young kids on the block. Young kids on the block with a giant ego. It's just, they want to come and show off and show how well they can do.
So how do we catch up though? That's the thing. How do we catch up? Do we share enough? Is it playing? What is it? Do we share enough information?
Honestly, I think UK, I keep track of Twitter a lot. I think UK people are really strong on sharing info and strats on Twitter. I've been watching it. I see literally pretty much every UK player on Twitter sharing little clips, little bits of information out. It's actually surprisingly doing really well, considering how disconnected we are from like West sort of America and the Korean side as well.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not just matchup, isn't it? You're playing against the player. So do we do enough for that? So do we speak to each other? Oh, okay, this guy does this, and he normally falls for this. Do we need to do that more?
Yeah. Oh, I think match analysis is definitely something. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure on what players do, because I know when I was at, I think it was what was it, Versus Fighting. I think JDCR and a few others were sitting down and they had notepads out and they were rereading their notes and preparing for their matchup and taking notes on on player tendencies. So they sat there. All they were doing was taking notes throughout it. They weren't watching them. They were just like, okay, he does this, he does that. This person I'm playing does this.
Plays, not character tendencies. No, not character matches.
Player tendencies. Yeah.
Do we do that?
Wow. I've never seen anyone do that before.
I think we should.
Well,
I think maybe we should start doing that.
Mario does it.
Yeah.
Mario has he's got his little book, his little black book he calls it, and he puts down player tendencies in his book.
Wow, I
So
didn't even know. I
Mario
should know
Reeds.
that. I didn't even know that.
he does. He has a book, but
Oh, that's wicked. Well, maybe
I
more
feel
people should
Mario
follow
Crazy.
Mario's example. People follow Mario, please. Come on.
player tendencies. Yeah, I reckon they can work in your favor and they can work against you at the same time. So I don't reckon you should look too deep into player tendencies, because if you've got a player who switches up his playstyle a lot, and there is a lot of top players that do that. I've noticed that a lot. There's a lot of players that switch up their playstyle depending on character, depending on who they're playing, and depending on how stressful the situation is, like when they're in rage or whatnot. So it is maybe something that can help, but I reckon if you look too deep into it, you could get yourself killed because of it as well. Because if you think, okay, this guy loves to go low in this situation, but all right, then you get put in that situation, and then suddenly he does a mid launcher. You know what I mean? And you lose the round, and then that could play with your mind for the rest of the match, because you're thinking, okay, I don't even know what he's gonna do in this situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I agree completely. It's one of those things. It's a percentage thing, so it's like an odds. It's like gambling, in the sense of that you think, okay, about 20% of his matches he'll do this sort of thing, so I have to play to potentially what he doesn't do often. Does that make sense? I think some of the players will like track what moves, how much they use certain moves throughout. I think it should be done, honestly. I'm not sure if people do it, but they should be tracking what moves they use, how much they use it throughout the matches, sort of the percentage chance of them using that move from like 100 matches if they can. It's a lot. It's a huge uptaking of analysis. Yeah. Honestly, like if it's possible to go and watch people's matches in tournaments and figure out what they do, you can then play your odds and just play for moves. You know that you might only get punished once, or twice, and you think, okay, if I get punished once out of 30 times, I'm going to take that chance. I play a lot of Hearthstone and TCGs, and that's kind of how you have to play. It's a percentage-based game, so you think, what are the odds they're going to do this? What's the worst possible outcome? So if you think, what's the 1% chance as well, you also have to consider that they could turn it around or throw out this one move, and it's a lot of thinking before the match, because you can't really do this on the fly in Tekken compared to other games.
Well, I remember Rukang did an interview with Nee, and he said something similar. He said about knowing what options. So if he does that move, he sort of remembers which options will come out. So you play the odds. So yeah, I guess that's similar to what you're saying. They have the options every time.
There was an example with me as well where I actually played Rukang in a tournament in the Manchester one. And obviously, we all know Rukang likes to go ham with the hell sweeps, yeah. So when I was playing him, I was like, all right, there's probably a good chance that he's going to do 2 hell sweeps if he hits me with the 1, because 90% of Rukang's game, when you watch them, you'll see that if he does 1 hell sweep, he probably is gonna do the next one. You know what I mean? But when I played him, he did the 1 hell sweep, and then he did the mid on the second go, and then that snowball affected from there, because I'm like, okay, then how comes when he's playing me, he went for the mid straight?
I mean, that's the 50% gamble, though. That's the 50-50 mix-up.
He knows. He's so good at reading, isn't he?
But it's one of those, though, isn't it? This is why I think you don't read too much, because I thought after the match, wait there, I probably should have just ate the hell sweeps until the clutch, because I know that Rukang likes to do hell sweeps to like say if I would be like 60% up and he's in rage or whatnot, that's probably where he's most likely to pull out the triple hell sweeps or whatnot. So I probably should have waited till then rather than trying to read them at the start of the match, if you know what I mean, when I'm on full health. So it's one of them, and it's mix-ups on mix-ups, and you guess wrong, you guess wrong. It's one of those.
It's an odds game. You have to just take the best odds you can, and then 50-50, you literally just have to go one way or the other.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think we've covered enough of Leon and sort of player tendencies. I think the next point I really wanted to bring up was quickly. I think Roachy needs to head off soon, so we are overrunning a little bit, I think. But I wanted to cover one more topic, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so the online Tekken rules just got announced. The Tekken World Tour Online, which is going to be PS4 only for Tekken World Tour ranking points. I believe there's a number of dates. September 22nd for America-based ones, September 29th for Europe. But there were some interesting rules I wanted to have a quick look at. So eligibility, players may only compete in the region they reside in, that's all fine. Players must have a minimum of 3 Mbps upload speed. So that's
stupid.
What I'm curious about is how they're going to monitor that and prove that the players have more than that of upload speed. Unless Bandai directly... print screen before all the tournaments, so there's going to be 1,000 people.
That is stupid.
If you think about it,
Photoshop that.
Yeah, it's not.
Photoshop your internet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Some guys will actually do it though. That's the worst thing.
Cheaters out there.
That's joke, man.
Cheaters and pluggers.
Yeah. So, and then there's the next rule, which is wireless connections are prohibited. I'm also unsure of how they're gonna, prove that the person's using wireless. I don't think there's any identifier in Tekken for that.
I'm pretty sure that PlayStation might be able to tell. I did a tournament for Uncharted 2 or Uncharted.
But in Tekken, there isn't anything.
No. There we go. It will lead up to it, right? So it doesn't tell you obviously if this person is logged here, logged there. And we had a dispute where someone accused another team of fielding the same player twice in 2 different teams. Obviously, we don't know that. They were just accusations. So in the end, we contacted PlayStation, and they told us all the information. So I reckon Bandai Namco would just speak to PlayStation if needed to. I'm pretty sure they will have that on. On
that's gonna be effort, man. That's
the rest of
effort.
Yeah, a little bit effort, but
the rest of the rules seem fair enough. I feel like they're okay. One account, sort of standard online tournament rules. The main point of contention I have right now is just the connectivity issues rule. I wanted to bring this one up specifically, and then probably leave it at that. So I'm not sure if you guys know about this, but if players cannot connect to each other, the player with the least amount of games lost moves forward in the winners bracket. In the case of a tie, one player is advanced to the losers bracket while the other player advances and then forfeits the next match, etc. So tie is fine, but that rule there is very, very suspect in terms of it's very easy to abuse, I think. I'm not sure how they're going to handle it if a player's got consistent connection issues and they're constantly up one round. How do you prove they're deliberately not plugging? Because if a player deliberately plugs and they've got one round up, they automatically win according to this rule.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. It's stupid.
But that's how online works, though, isn't it? There's guys on rank match here. It's part of the game. There's guys that plug on rank match. There's guys that plug on rank match and they say, "Yo, it's part of the game." You know what I'm saying?
Part of the mechanics, man.
Like you plug on rank match, you get to keep your rank. You didn't get the loss. You know what I'm saying? It's an online tournament. This is why I'm not competing in it, because I know it's gonna be like chaos. Like basically, like there's gonna be loads of cheating going on and whatnot, and connection issues. So I wouldn't take that tournament too seriously just because it's online. Like there's a reason why.
There's points though. There's points at stake. So. Trim, there are points at stake.
Yeah, there are. And I'd also recommend anyone who's also taking part in this to record all their matches as you're playing. A lot of people don't record their matches, and this is probably one of the few I'd suggest. Record all of it, your whole thing. Because any disputes, you now have physical video evidence that you can upload to admins and things like that. So you can't get screwed over players pulling this nonsense against you where they plug. You can prove it's not you pulling the plug, etc., and things like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Oh, why didn't I have PC? God's sake, man.
Anyway, why didn't I have PC? It's probably because it's PS4 is like the main console for Tekken World Tour, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Well, it shouldn't be, that's for sure.
But anyway, I think we're going to have to wrap that up. We have overrun a little bit, so I'm going to thank you guys also for joining us today. Dante, Vinhdaloo, Roachy, all of you guys, thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure having all of you here. It's been a lot of fun talking about basically stuff you don't get to see many people talk about, I think, in sort of the Tekken community. A lot of these points don't get brought up, and I do like bringing up sort of more maybe controversial, but topics that
more controversy.
Not really controversy, but topics that maybe haven't been really gone into depth about. So people just sort of make comments on the side about it, but never really properly looked at. So again, thank you guys for being here. I hope you had a nice time.
Thank you for having me. It's been really enjoyable, man, and I'd hopefully come on again. You'll have me again at some time in the future when we've got more stuff to talk about, more controversy.
Yeah, love it.
But yeah, I've been Gems. These guys have been some of the best guests we've had so far. Sorry, pun life. And that is that's gonna be it. That's gonna be me calling it a night, guys, and see you until next time, which I think is probably gonna be the next 2 weeks.
In a bit.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Oh yeah, okay.